Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid request from Jay Sean, who sent in a couple requests. Thank you so much for that. Sorry for the wait. Trying to get these out as soon as I can, but thank you for your generosity and everyone out there. For anyone interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, full playthrough, topic, tier list, stream, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. And this is for the Monster Squad, which, very cool to be able to talk about the film, because I've always enjoyed this film. I saw this film when I was a kid, liked it back then, still quite liked it now. And I go back and forth which I like more, this or the Goonies, because I know they kind of get compared a lot. Because they're fanciful films, like one's about secret treasure, here with the monsters, and you have a cast of kids, and both very nostalgic films for different folks out there. Sadly, this film did not get the success of the Goonies. You got unfairly compared. Well, I don't know what it. Well, I guess I say unfairly compared to the Goonies, because the Goonies is a damn good movie, but so is this. And I thought that the kids did a really good job, as did the monsters and the actors who portrayed the monsters. Has some very fun practical makeup effects. Has a good sense of humor. Un-PC at the time, which I don't mind. And I think that the cast, and it's just a sense of fun. The movie's very fun. And it's a short film too. It's not that long of a movie. And it's directed by Fred Dekker. I think this is the best film he's made. Now the Creeps is okay. I don't love it like some people do. I think it's just okay. Tom Atkins is really good in it, but the ending, I'm just not a big fan of, among other stuff. But, you know, it's okay. RoboCop 3 is a piece of shit. Piece of shit, RoboCop 3. And the fact that he said in an interview, oh, if I did today, I would make the OCP building work like a transformer. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Really? What? So, Fred Dekker, listen, loved what he did with this film. Writing wise, I mean, he wrote The Predator. That's a pretty awful fucking movie. So, I don't know. But this film is a shame that it bombed. I mean, for one, it seemed like it wasn't handled that well marketing wise. Like, apparently at the time, they put, like, wanted posters of the monsters. Like, it was the Wild West. The fuck, like, that ain't gonna do anything to sell a movie. And then, like, Dracula didn't even look like Dracula in the movie. But I just assume people know about this film. But in case you don't, it came out in 1987. So damn, we're almost at the 40th anniversary of this film. Now I think about it. And we have this group of kids that are part of this monster club. We have Andre Gower, who's the lead. You have his second command, his buddy. You have this little boy who always has his dog with him. You have this kind of cool dude, Rudy, the rebel, got the leather jacket, has a cigarette, pretty badass. And then you have Horace, who is known as the fat kid. And they talk about stuff in this treehouse. Rudy's just there to look at the girl across the street, which he later finds out was one of the kid's sister. But he's just there to do that while the others converse about monster stuff. Meanwhile, Dracula has come back and gets an assortment of monsters. He gets... They couldn't call it the Creature from the Black Lagoon because they would get sued by Universal, so it's called the Gill Man. The Wolf Man, the Mummy, and then Frankenstein's monster, which Dracula wants to use. I don't really get why Dracula needed the Frankenstein monster. Does he really didn't need it? But anyway. Long story short, they're looking for this, what do you call it? I want to say amulet, but this device that what was the backstory like? It's the one time, at one point history, and one time this thing that can't be destroyed, that's a thing of good, can be destroyed, and if it gets destroyed, I don't even know what the fuck happens. Does it blow up the earth? Does it cause the seas to cascade and turn to red? Do the zombies come out of the grave? Dolls and cats marrying each other? Mass hysteria? I don't know. But it's not so much the plot of the movie. It's the MacGuffin. It's the characters and the humor and the monsters. That's what makes the film work. The memorable one-liners, the kids work well together. And when I say the humor is un-PC, that's just how kids talk back to the day, for better or worse. You know, calling the kid fat kid. Which, yeah, he's a bully, he's a jerk. Jerks call you bad names. But then you get that great moment later on where he shoots the deal man with a shotgun. Hey, fat kid, good job. My name is Horace. He pumps the shotgun. Very satisfying moment. Very much of a crowd pleaser moment. And in a way, it was kind of really refreshing because they're characters in a movie. Whether you liked or disliked what's said, they're characters in a film. Some people talk like this. You may not appreciate it. It may get out of your safe space. But some people talk like this. And it brings like a little sense of reality to the kids, which I didn't mind. Like the two lead kids they got talked to by the principal, and when they're leaving, it's like, you see how he had his hands on you? He was fully homoing it out. And then like the bully calling the fat kid the word that rhymes with maggot. Which, yes, bullies would tend to do that. Bullies would tell you that. Again, that brought us kind of a sense of authenticity to the dialogue. I think that's what made it, one of the reasons it made it work. And there's a lot of fun little bits of dialogue you could catch. For example, the lead kid gets this book, which is Van Helsing's diary, but it's in German. So like, well, there's this guy, we call him Scary German Guy, should we go there? Well, what? Why not? We're not at war with Germany anymore. And the little sister, which I thought she was very cute, Ashley Banks as Phoebe, Andre Dower's, his character's sister. She's like, no, we're at war with Vietnam. What? It's in Rambo. So the fact that this little girl knows about Rambo is pretty cool. Andre Dower, I thought, brought a sense of, like, you could buy him as the leader. You could see why the other kids would kind of direct their attention at him, and he could tell them what to do and believe in it. He was sincere. It's too bad he didn't really get to do a whole lot after this. It's too bad. Because I thought he was a good kid actor. The kid, Robbie Kider, who plays his kind of second command, he did a good job. I love the line reading where he's with his sister at the end, and the whole deal is that a virgin is supposed to say these texts to open this limbo to bring the monsters, send them there. But as she does it, nothing happens. And where's the damn limbo? You're not a virgin, are you? Well, Steve, but he doesn't count. Doesn't count. I thought that was a very fun bit. Like she's like, "Oh, Steve, but it doesn't count." I thought that was pretty funny. And his reaction to that, like just being frustrated. What the fuck? You fucking stupid. He only did like a few other things, and then he just kind of disappeared. He wasn't on the DVD for when this finally got on DVD, which I'll talk about that later. I don't think he was in the other documentary, Wolfman's Got Nards, that came out a few years ago, around the time the 30th anniversary came about. But I saw some weird ass video he was in, where he had like a mask on, and he's kind of moving like this, signing stuff. And he had the mask on. He's like, "Yeah, gotta sell these, make some money from these so I don't get evicted." Which maybe he was telling the truth, but I don't know. He seemed very weird. To be blunt, he seemed a bit fucked up, so maybe that's why he wasn't in the other documentary. I don't know. So there's that. The kid who played Horace, sadly he passed away in his 20s from pneumonia, and the doctors gave him the wrong fucking medication, so he died. And you tell that when you look at the special features, they're really saddened by that, because like, if there's one guy that would love to see this renaissance of this film, it would have been him. Everyone just said he was the sweetest. And you could tell by his reaction, his wide-eyed moments of reacting to the characters, to the monsters. He probably seemed like an innocent, nice guy, nice kid. And he has some of the memorable lines. When him, Andre Gower, and another, they're looking around for this amulet. "Kick in the nards. Wolfman's got nards." Hits him the balls. Wolfman reacts, "Wolfman's got nards." Probably the most famous line in the movie. Also "My name is Horace." He did a really good job. Very likable, very innocent. I thought the little girl played by Ashley Banks, she was very cute, not annoying. And some of the stuff that they had her say when they find the Frankenstein monster and she comes out, "Come on, where are you guys out? Don't be a chicken shit." I thought that was pretty funny. Again, the characters is what makes the film. The way the kids talk to each other, react to each other, converse with each other. The monsters. Duncan Reeder, sorry if I butchered his last name. He was in this film with Robert Forster called The Banker. He did a great job as Dracula. Honestly, I would say he's one of my favorite interpretations of Dracula, along with Bela Lugosi and a few others. He's one of my favorites, because he brought like seriousness. He wasn't campy, and he seemed like a deadly badass. There's the bit where he's calmly walking towards the girl, and all these cops come, and he's like breaking this guy's neck, or putting this guy's head down to the ground, or breaking this guy's arm, and he's not even looking. He's just doing this and keeps going at his target. Granted, I don't know why he doesn't run or fly to it, because he's a vampire. You think he'd be a bit quicker, but he's like, "Fuck this! I take my time. I don't wait for you. You wait for me." I also like the idea of Dracula using dynamite to blow shit out? Is that something you don't see every day? So I thought he really gave a serious, like, dangerous performance. When he picks up the little girl, it's like, damn, yeah, me, you bitch. Pretty daring. You know, it's PG-13. I think they pushed what they could with the PG-13. Not really blood, gore, but more like the situations, the dialogue, the language, stuff like that, which I could appreciate. The little boy who had the dog, he was fine. I don't know really what happened to him. I don't think anybody does. Rudy, Ryan Lambert, my favorite character in the movie. Just very cool. I like how he defends Horace's his character by making the bully eat this candy bar they stepped on. Eat up, and we'll call it a day. And he's the badass of the group. When the mummy is chasing them and grabbing the car, he shoots and has the wrapping tied to a pole or a tree with an arrow, and it unravels the mummy. He goes after the vampire chicks. I'm in the goddamn club, ain't I? Shoots. Now, well, I'll get to that. Well, fuck it now. I always thought it was weird at the end. He only kills... I think he kills 3, but you only see 2 of them. I have to assume that they cut the 3rd one out. It's just weird. Because he shoots one with a bow and arrow. He kills one when it's up close. There were 3 of them, because you saw there were 3 of them, but you never saw him kill the 3rd one. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if it was cut out, why it was cut out. I don't know. I don't remember if they mentioned it on the commentary or not, because I didn't listen to the commentary. I just didn't have time. But, well, there's 2 commentaries. There's one with Fred Dekker and the actors, and then there's, I forget I think Fred Dekker was someone else. But trying to think. I'm going through the actors. But yeah, Rudy was a badass. Kills the werewolf, the Wolfman. Only dies from a silver bullet. Bang. Yeah, very much of a badass character. Thought Ryan Lambert did a really good job. Other actors, some of the adult actors, I liked Stephen Mott, who plays the dad. Andre Gower's dad. He plays a detective, a cop. Always liked Stephen Mott. Loved him in Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. Love his character. You just love to hate that guy. Bravo! This will get your star search. When's the last time you've been to the pit? You ran the picker? That thing has been touched since Christ was a kid. This is you love to hate Warwick, his character in Graveyard Shift. Loved it. And he did a good job here as the cop. I don't know why. I thought it was kind of a sweet, cool moment. Maybe as I'm getting older, these moments kind of touch me more than others. Back to the day. I like the idea of where they're at. Andre Gower's character is on the roof watching a drive-in movie with binoculars to see this like horror film, and the dad comes in and like just gives him like this bird routine, and let me get a look at that, and just hanging out with his kid, sharing fast food together, both watching this part 10, part 12 slasher film. Something about that was kind of nice. Like, it was a nice little moment. I don't know why it stuck out to me in a good way, but there you go. Stan Shaw, who was in Stallone's film Daylight. He was in Snake Eyes. He was the boxer in Snake Eyes with Nick Cage. He's in this as Stephen Mott's partner, also a cop. I like him. He's not in the film a whole lot, but I like some of his lines where a mummy they think's been stolen. And it's like, who stole it? Did you steal it? How about you? Did you steal it? I don't know. This case is too hard, man. Let's be firemen. It does have a good sense of humor. Even characters are only in it for a little bit. They have certain like personality. Like these two pilots, when we first see Dracula, these two pilots, those two guys for some reason stuck out with me since I was a kid in a good way. The one guy, as David Proval, he actually would find more success on The Sopranos as Richie. I'm like, oh, watch it. I'm like, oh, that guy looks familiar. And yeah, he was also in The Shawshank Redemption. But since I've seen a little bit of The Sopranos now, it's like, oh yeah, he was there. That was really cool. And the other guy, he hasn't done much. For some reason, he reminded me of, I can't remember his name. The guy in Batteries Not Included with the beard and the mustache, and he's like one of the tenants. I think for a while I thought it was him, but it's not. It's someone else. I just thought it looked like him. I think just something about the way he like tossed him, and they hear this noise, and okay, you go back to check on it, and he's like, you do that. Yeah, you don't do that. I'll just stay here and make spooky sounds. I don't know, something about that line reading I thought was kind of funny. Other people, Jonathan Gries, who was in, hell, he was in Napoleon Dynamite. He was also kind of a werewolf in Fright Night Part 2 from 1988. He didn't have a whole lot to do except be steer, but he was pretty intense in that. Tom Noonan, who was in Manhunter as the Frankenstein monster, I thought he did a really good job because you really felt sorry for him. You really could feel like he was an innocent among these shenanigans. I forget his name, the guy who played the scary German guy. He did, like, all the cast did a great job. The music, the soundtrack, very catchy. In particular, the montage. Stop until you drop. Bow until your feet fall off. Very catchy, very fun pop tune as the kids are getting ready for battle and getting their weapons and stuff. Very fun montage. Very catchy song. Even the song at the end is a bit goofy, but the Monster Squad rap, still catchy and fun to listen to. Especially the opening. Boom, do 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 do. And like I say, it's a movie that has a sense of humor. I mean, granted, there's stuff that I go, what? And it doesn't make sense. And I don't know if it's supposed to make sense, if that's the point. Like, watching it again, there's a few things I'm like, huh? For example, Andre Gower's character gets told by his mom that, oh yeah, someone called and wants your Van Helsing diary. Is he a teacher or something? They left a message. I'm sitting there going, I'm trying to imagine Dracula getting a fucking phone and making a fucking phone call. I'm like, how did he know that? Okay, how did he know where the fucking diary was of Van Helsing? And how did he know who had it? And how did he know who sold it? And also, how... didn't she buy like a yard sale or something? They don't really give out your fucking name and address at a yard sale. So, like, how do they know who... if Dracula has to find who had it, they has to find who they sold it to... I'm like, how the fuck did you know any of that? I just a funny visual of Dracula making a phone call go, and those old school, 5, 4, 3, 4. Hello. Yes, I'm calling on behalf of Alucard Industries. Yeah, there's this book that you may have gotten, a Van Helsing book. We may pay some top dollar for it. I almost want to see that fucking phone call happen from Dracula. Trying to sweet talk the mom into giving this book. So I thought that was a bit weird. Another thing, the Frankenstein monster. If you think about it, like, Dracula didn't really need him for the plan. I guess his idea was, I'm going to use him to kill the kids. But I'm like, you got a Wolfman and a Dealman to do that too. And you damn well know they listen to you. You're not sure if the Frankenstein monster will listen to you. You do know Wolfman and Dealman will listen to you. So why don't you have them kill the fucking kids? Obviously, they tried with Wolfman and he got kicked in the nuts. But... And then you don't watch the Frankenstein monster. There are times he just walk away and get around and just hang out with the kids and be fine. And Dracula's not thinking, where the fuck did my Frankenstein monster go? I better go find that motherfucker. Where did he go? Where did that son of a bitch go? Where did that asshole go? He's not wondering that for some reason. Also, like the bit where the little boy with the dog. There's that scene when the father comes in and, oh, you stare at the closet. He opens the closet and for some reason the mummy is in the closet. Why is the mummy in the closet? They know where the book is because Dracula called Andre Gower his house. So he knows the book's there to talk to the mom. So if they know where the book's at, why is the mummy at some person's house in a fucking closet? What was he doing in the closet? Jerking off with his fucking raps? I don't know. Was he fucking Victor Salva? I don't know who the fuck this mummy, like, what his deal was. But why was he in the closet? Well, that different type of closet. At the end of the film, when the limbo is awakened, I find it funny that Andre Gower and Dracula, they're being dragged together, and then Andre stabs Dracula, and then for some reason he's able to stand up and not be pulled into the vortex anymore. He's like, oh, I don't need to be dragged anymore. And he's able to stand still. Like, the whole idea is that you're being pulled by this thing. Otherwise, Dracula could have just stood. All you motherfuckers just stood up. But no, he stands up, and then he's grabbed. So, it should have been where he stabs Dracula, he's being pulled in, and he gets yanked off of Dracula by these other characters. But no, he just kind of stands up, and then... And also, why is Van Helsing in the limbo? Like, what kind of limbo is this where it pulls you in, I guess, as soon as it starts, he's just there. And I'm also thinking, okay, if Van Helsing's there, if he's able to get out of the limbo, fucking just leave. Like, Dracula already is impaled and is going to the limbo. Punch him in the face and let him get the fuck out, and then, hey, nice to meet you, I'm Van Helsing, you know. And why is he the only one? Like, the girl that was taken at the beginning, like, none of those other people survived somehow in the limbo, but he did, and he just popped out of nowhere, and, like, what the fuck? So, I mean... And, like, the military believing the kid who wrote a fucking letter in crayon that there's monsters. I'm like, what the fuck? So if I wrote to the FBI in colored pencils that the Ninja Turtles are ready to, I don't know, have went road and gonna I don't know, blow up the McDonald's. The FBI's going to come and seek it out. They'll be Mulder and fucking Scully. Because the truth is in there. I guess you're just not supposed to think about this stuff. So yeah, the plot, some of the stuff that happens is a bit shady if you think about it. But it's fun. The characters are fun. I thought the Wolfman looked really good makeup effects wise. I like the design of the Wolfman. Didn't mind the design of Tom Noonan's character. Obviously they had to change it because they don't want to get sued by Universal. They couldn't get the full rights. I thought the Deal Man looked really good. And Steve Wayne, the guy who had gone to direct Drive with Mark Dacascos and Guy with Too Dark Hero, he directed those two. He was an effects guy, working with Stan Winston and other people. And he worked on the Deal Man in this movie. I think Tom Woodruff Jr. was in the suit. Which him and Alec Gillis, they did effects for Tremors and various other films. Tom Woodruff Jr. was in the suit of the Xenomorph in Alien 3. And he's done other suit work as well. But this might have been the first time he did it. But I thought the Dealman looked really cool. I kind of wish the Dealman was used more. Sadly, I thought he was a bit underused. I wish he could have been used a bit more. But I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff. I like the father and son working together to blow up the werewolf. And I also like the idea of, well, how do you kill a werewolf? Silver bullet. But there's got to be some other way. No, because they blow him up and then you see, well, what happens? Oh, he's put back together and the makeup effects. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a pretty neat idea that you didn't get to see a whole lot often of, yeah, it is only silver bullets, so if you kill him another way, it don't matter. He'll just put himself back together. I thought that was kind of neat. And a lot of the characters get the moments to shine. Horace with the Deal Man, Rudy with the mummy and the vampire chicks, and the Wolfman. So he got a lot. Andre Gower stabbing, the Dracula. And then the music worked well, the cats worked well, the monsters were fun. It's a pretty short film, an hour and 20-some minutes. It goes by quickly. And overall, very fun movie. And yeah, this was not on home video for the longest time. This is like one of the films that people wanted the most on DVD. Like, highly requested. Because other than the VHS, I don't think it had any other home video until 2007. So for 20 years, it was only on VHS or if you caught on cable. And I think I watched it VHS, taped it to another VHS, because it was rented from the video store, and liked it ever since. But yeah, I finally got a DVD in 2007 by Lionsgate with a really shitty cover that made it look more like the Goonies. And great special features. Very packed 2-disc DVD. And then I know there's a 4K that came out. I never got the 4K. Before that, it was out on Blu-ray. And then there's another documentary called Wolfman's Got Nards. And it's a decent documentary to look into the fans, how much the movie means to them. This one section that I thought was really, really fucking eye-rolling. I hate it. That's why I almost when I first saw it, I wanted to shut the thing off, because there's this bit where they go into a class of students who see the film for the first time, and let's talk about political correctness. And there's fat shaming, there's slut shaming, because she had sex. There's a use of this word and there's a use of this word. And Andre Gower, he was towing the line a bit. I'm sure just so that he doesn't get canceled. He's like, well, if you did the movie today, I think, you know, Phoebe would be the lead. Why? Isn't that kind of reverse sexism? What the fuck does it matter? I hated that fucking scene in that documentary, man. That pissed me off. But, like, fuck, do we really need to talk about this bullshit? But anyway. But other than that, I thought it was pretty decent documentary. I haven't seen it forever. I think it's on Tubi. For those who want to watch it, it is on Tubi. Wolfman's Got Nards. But yeah, the movie itself, very fun film. Straight to watch it again, and it's a nostalgic classic. So, I quite enjoy the film. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.